The 2019 AutoZone Liberty Bowl is just a few days away, and we're here in Memphis bringing you coverage of the Kansas State Wildcats leading up to Tuesday afternoon's game. From GoPowerCat.com, I'm Riley Gates, and this is your Saturday Press Pass brought to you by our friends at Robbins Motor Company in Manhattan. We're coming at you from the Media Hotel here in Memphis, and today one of the big topics on the board was quarterback Skylar Thompson for Kansas State. We met with the Navy defensive side of the ball and the Kansas State offensive side of the ball. It sounds like the midshipmen are a little bit fearful of what Thompson can do. He can both throw it and run it, which has caused them some issues with some teams this season. And on the other side, K-State feels very comfortable with what it has in Thompson leading the charge for the offense.
I was extremely happy with him, but also happy with the wide receiver core as a whole group. You do have to take the Iowa State game out a little bit. Most people from just watching on a TV wouldn't have known just the true magnitude of the wind and the weather conditions in general. But as a whole, especially the last 5 or 6 games, I felt like Skylar and the receiving core became a legitimate threat. If somebody wanted to truly just try to take away the run game by playing cover 1 or cover 0 man-to-man, they were able to create separation, get open, and he does a nice job putting the ball on them.
I feel like there's going to be some opportunities for us in the passing game. But we're gonna take what they give us. That's the main thing, and we're gonna see how they're gonna play us. They've been pretty consistent with how they've played. Everyone on defense and whatnot. So we'll just have to be able to adjust if need to. But for the most part, I'm really confident in our run game, pass game, in anything. It's more so just about us executing and us playing our style of football, and just going out there with confidence and putting touchdowns on the scoreboard whenever we get the opportunity to. I think we've done a great job of preparing for this game and have gotten better in a lot of different aspects that we've needed to work on. So I'm really excited to get out there on Tuesday and play.
Navy only has 2 losses on the season, but in those losses, one of the biggest things that's hurt the midshipmen is the fact that the opposing team was able to throw the ball effectively, and that's where Thompson comes in. And now, when you look at the Navy coaching staff on the defensive side of the ball, co-defensive coordinator Brian Norwood, who was actually in Manhattan a year ago on Bill Snyder's staff, knows just what Thompson can bring to the table as well as this K-State offense. He's aware of the weapons that K-State brings to the field, and he knows that his defense is going to have its hands full on Tuesday with K-State when it tries to throw the ball.
Well, when I was there, Skylar was playing. We actually we had 2 quarterbacks that were, doing a good job. And me being on the defensive side of the ball, but seeing Skylar this year and seeing him, because I watch TV games and watch other games and stuff, I think he's just really bought into what they're doing. And I believe Coach Kleiman recruited him coming out of high school. So I think he had a little feel that he fit into the system and what they were doing. So I think, being able to get reunited, I think you can see his confidence. I think he's throwing the ball well like Coach Newberry. He can run, I always knew athletically that he can run. He's a tremendous athlete. So I think he's just grown as well as everybody as they made adjustments with the new system. I mean, you can see them I say buying in and playing, and he's a talented player. That's something that I knew while I was there, and they have a lot of talented players on their team.
I think he does everything well. Like I said earlier, he can beat you with his feet, which always presents some problems, especially when you're playing a team that already runs the football well, can line up in 2 backs and run it. I think he makes really good decisions. I think he's got a really nice arm. He can make all the throws that you want him to make and manages the game well. Put the ball in his hands on 3rd down, whether it's throwing it or running it a lot. And I think he's been a really good player for them this year.
Throwing the ball is not the only thing that K-State is going to look to do. The Wildcats are going to look to run the ball, obviously, as that is their bread and butter, their go-to for this Courtney Messingham offense. However, they're in a little bit of an interesting situation considering that Navy wants to run the ball as well. The Wildcats always own the time possession. That's one thing that K-State always looks to have complete control of, but Navy likes to do that as well, and K-State knows that coming into this game, it's a little bit of a unique situation knowing that they will not be able to just win time of possession without having to work very hard for it.
obviously we want to keep their offense off the field and give our defense a little break and stuff like that. So we want to win the time possession. We don't want to turn the ball over and stuff like that. So I feel like we do those two things and establish the run game early. I feel like we can beat this team and play all 4 quarters and just don't be satisfied when we get up on them.
It's going to present a unique challenge just because both us and Navy is known for winning the time of possession and long drives, and so the key again is going to be making those possessions count because you go 3 and out. The other team's going to keep the ball for an extended period of time, and so you got to be able to make sure that you convert those 3rd and short, even 4th and short, situations.
It's definitely a little weird. It's probably going to be the first time this year that's happened where we face a team who's more run dominant like that, being in the Big 12 and all of that. But, it's exciting. I think personally, though, for us, we got to be able to throw the ball too because from what I've seen on film, teams that have been successful have been throwing the ball downfield on them, kind of exposing that just because they bring so much pressure, and we can't really just run into that blitz all day. But, like we've said all year, having a balanced attack for our offense is going to be huge.
That's all from us here on day 1 of Liberty Bowl coverage, but we're going to be right back here tomorrow with more coverage. We're going to talk to K-State's defense, Navy's offense, and learn just a little bit more about this matchup before Tuesday rolls around.